Welcome, Midlothian, to another edition of Minute with the Mayor. I've got Justin Kaufman here, my favorite current mayor. We are going to tell you what's happened in the city over the last couple weeks and maybe teach you some things about the city that you haven't learned yet.
Yeah, and also give you opportunity to engage and ask questions so that you can hopefully gain a further understanding of how your government operates.
If there's ever any point that you have a question that you'd like Justin to answer for you, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and we'll do what we can to get you the information that you need.
Yeah, just don't ask very hard questions, and we can make sure we get them answered.
That's fair. Keep them short.
In all seriousness, it's been a busy couple of weeks in the city of Midlothian. There's a lot of life going on, a lot of good things, and there's been several city council opportunities and meetings and engagements and all sorts of things. So I've actually prepared a small list to make sure I don't miss out on any of the things that have been going on so that we can update the community on.
Sounds great. So what do you have?
All right, yeah, first thing I wanted to hit on is Midlothian, the city of Midlothian, has an award-winning planning department. Recently, I had the honor of representing our city and our city council down in Corpus Christi for the American Planning Association Awards ceremony, where our city received 2 awards, one of which is the implementation of our downtown master plan. So because there's so much redevelopment going on down there, including our city hall and our library, which we'll talk about in a moment, there's so much redevelopment going on down there that it's recognized from the state level. Additionally, we received an American Planning Association award for our Parks Master Plan, which was recently adopted, and that document is the guiding document for all things parks. It's all good things, so glad to participate and be a part of that. It's a really big deal in their world because they are all things planning. Our planning staff is all things planning, as they should be. And I am not, but I get to go down there and receive the awards that they've won. I unfortunately had to miss our Veterans Dinner, where yearly the city of Midlothian puts on a dinner honoring all of our veterans, and it's free to them, and they come and they hopefully feel honored, and we get to recognize them for their service to our communities. So on behalf of myself and on behalf of the city council and our community at large, I want to thank all the veterans for your service to our nation, and we honor you. But on the same day, on Veterans Day, I know that you're probably more well versed in this than I am, because you were able to go, but we had the Paint Over Hate party.
Yeah. There was some unfortunate graffiti on a house in Midlothian, and a bunch of our neighbors and community members and community leaders all turned out to paint over the hate that was left on this house. It was a great opportunity to see the community really send a message, and that message is hate is not okay. It's we are a community, and we want to be united as a community.
Yeah, it speaks to me with really what my driving force is, and that is that we should all take ownership of our community, and recognizing injustice has taken place with one of our neighbors, and recognizing that there's a need. The community rallied around this family and loved on them and supported them, and I think Manor House was involved with supplying some of the paint and supplies, and I know there were several elected officials and police chief. Lots of people showed up to support these folks, so thankful for them and all that they did to support during that terrible situation. Additionally, we had a joint meeting with the Waxahachie City Council and the Airport Board regarding the joint airport agreement for Midway Regional Airport. There were some small discrepancies and tweaking that was needed to be made, and both city councils gave direction to the city staffs to make those adjustments and bring that document back. It was a great opportunity to go and meet with Waxahachie's leadership. On the same day, we got to do the State of the City address. The city manager, Chris, and I put together a presentation and represented all that's going on within our community. We talked about taxes and tax rates, and we talked about growth patterns and all sorts of different things. It's a great presentation. In fact, that presentation is on the city's website. Perhaps we could link to it right here,
Right about here?
right in
Right
this
about here.
area.
Okay.
And you can check out that slideshow, that slide deck as well, and be updated on the state of the city. Recently, I know you were at this event, we had a beam raising and a beam signing ceremony for a new downtown city hall and library facility. It's the placement of the final beam, puts together the final piece of the puzzle, so to speak, and then it's sort of a signal that the building has been.
That was a super cool event. There were so many good things about that. One of the things I really enjoyed was like getting to see that last piece be put in place. But also for the people that came, they were able to sign the beams themselves.
Yep.
It wasn't just the leadership or the city staff or the construction people that signed it. It was our neighbors and citizens. 20 years down the road, that building will hopefully be finished, but it'll be finished, and those people will be able to look at that building and know that their signature is in the peak of the building, and that they're a part of Midlothian history in a way. And besides that, when you come to some of these events, you get to see the people that are making things happen in Midlothian. The city leadership is there. Obviously, the mayor, was there. The entire city council, almost the whole city council was there. The Chamber of Commerce staff and board are there.
School district.
Yep. Our new superintendent was there. Plenty of business leaders and business owners from around town.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, I got to take a photo with, I think we had all the living mayors except for one or two that weren't able to make it. And hopefully they can all make it to the grand opening, hopefully around October of next year. What surprised me more than anything, Tim, was the amount of community members that just showed up. Additionally, we had a city council meeting, and let me pull up the agenda so that I can refresh my memory. We had a workshop with the Midlothian Community Development Corporation discussing their 5-year strategic plan. We did get an update from TxDOT regarding Highway 287 from Midlothian Parkway basically to Midway Regional Airport. They were discussing the shutting down of more of the crossovers in between the highways. So they're installing these things called Michigan turnarounds, which is a safer way to do U-turns. So when you're leaving some of those facilities, you'll be forced to go right out, but then pretty soon you'll come up on a turnaround where you can safely turn around and go back the other direction. As we know, things with TxDOT typically don't happen fast. They said that the money would let in August of next year. There was a couple of public hearings that we had. Someone wanted to put a second house on their piece of property. It's almost 4 acres, and they were allowed to do that. I believe the council voted to support that. The right at 7 acres in between, on 9th Street, in between the Trotter House, which is the attorney Greg Wilhelm's office, and the cemetery, there's a blank piece of land there. A developer was attempting to put a higher dense development there. A lot of houses in a small piece of land. But anyway, long story short, that one did not pass. We approved on our consent agenda. One thing I want to mention is December the 10th, there's the Ellis County Toy Run that's put on yearly by the Griffin's Motorcycle Club, and I know you go to that.
I do. It's one of my favorite events all year. I have a Santa outfit that I wear on my motorcycle. People will line the road, the entire route, watching all the motorcycles go by. But it is a delight to see the kids watching all the motorcycles. But then when they see the Santa in the bright red, Santa in the sea of black leather, then their faces light up. It's a really great time.
And this is not 10 or 20 motorcycles. This is a lot.
It's hundreds, sometimes thousands.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and I want to encourage the community to come out. I believe it's on a Sunday morning, December the 10th.
I want to say this is the 35th annual one.
Yeah, the Griffins do a good job supporting kids in the community during Christmas time. We are replacing our projectors at the conference center, which is a great need. The city of Midlothian casted their votes toward a representative for the Ellis County Appraisal District for next year. Speaking of veterans, we talked about Veterans Day a moment ago. There is a desire has been expressed to find a way to honor veterans further in our community. So we put together a subcommittee that will discuss how we should do that within the context of our Veterans Memorial that we have. It's fairly new. It's out at the community park. So if you are a community member or a veteran, I want to encourage you to go out to the community park. And on the west side of the park, kind of behind the baseball fields, there's a really nice, peaceful area that is our Veterans Tribute. An idea has been floated to inscribe some of our veterans' names on those walls. There is a committee that is being formulated or has been formulated that will be tasked with how to go about proceeding in that right. Should be a good thing and a good way to honor all of our vets. So that's our city council meeting from Tuesday, November the 14th. One thing I did not mention, probably should have, I had made an unfortunate wager with the mayor of Red Oak. Where I bet him that, bet is probably not the best word, but I made a wager with the mayor of Red Oak that our Midlothian Panthers would beat the Red Oak Hawks for the district's title. Unfortunately, the stars did not align that evening, and our Panthers, our mighty Panthers, fell to the Hawks. The bet was that the losing mayor would have to wear the hat of the winning team to the next city council meeting. If you go back to our city council meeting from November 14th, you will see me wearing the hat of the Red Oak Hawks. But know that your mayor is blue and red through and through. So I support the Midlothian Panthers and the Heritage Jaguars.
Well, thanks again, Justin. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know that your heart is to speak directly with the people in this great city.
Yeah.
And is there anything else that you want to mention while you have the opportunity?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize that I'm here for you, and I'm here to represent the will of the council to you. So if we've taken action on something, I can represent the voice of the council to it. Aside from that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Drop comments down, ask any questions, and we'll do our best to try to get those answered so that you can be fully engaged and fully aware of your city's government. But that's what I got.
Very good.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
Until next time, stay classy, Midlothian.